Heading down to Miami, we've got another, 2 hours and 19 minutes of driving. Rain forecast today. It said it is a 60% chance of rain. We are dropping Joanne Pantin down to Miami International. She's gotten her papers, not deportation papers, but she is heading home. So Joanne, we are just over 2 hours to go. What's been running through your mind? It's been 60 minutes. We've been on the road so far. 45 minutes on the road so far.
Actually, nothing is running through my mind. I'm just enjoying the drive. I love Orlando really, really much. I'm happy to get back home. And what else?
What's the first thing you're going to do when you get back home?
I haven't given it any thought as yet. I just let's just be real. As soon as I can get on the flight, with how things has been happening, not that I'm not sure I'm getting home, but you know, if things were fluid and we know A is A and B is B with the government and plans, but for now, the first thing when I get home is to clean the house.
But as you talk about getting back home, was it difficult in organizing yourself to get on a flight, to get connected with a CAL flight? Tell us about that adventure.
It was truly an adventure. 3 hours waiting on the phone, a number that the Ministry of National Security gave for 3 hours, and then to be told CAL is going to contact you, and then you have to wait another day again, holding on life and death onto the phone to actually get that call and say, okay, you're on the flight, now pay for that ticket. Oh, and by the way, extra piece of luggage that you're bringing is $150 US.
Oh, all right. but there was some anxiety when you were inquiring. You told me about getting a test, whether or not nobody could have given you an answer, right?
The PCR test, which I thought it was mandatory for me to have. We tried without any success because of the short notice. The PCR test is supposed to be done 72 hours before,
which you were told.
Which I was told, which you need before you board your flight. It proved to be impossible because all the places given the test is between 3 to 5 days that you can get the results.
Joanne, I have another question here for you. Nervous, anxious, no nerves at all, or just guarded? Tell us how you're feeling right now.
I would say a little nervous, but guarded. Nothing too elaborate, just whatever comes next, I'm going to take it step by step.
Well, you've waited many months and days for this moment, huh?
Yes.
What do you think the other people would you be trying to have a conversation on the flight, or are you just going to be in your zone and get ready for your quarantine and get home?
I just want to be in that step, be in my zone, do my quarantine time and get home.
One of the things while you were in Orlando, you weren't just sitting around just waiting on that particular phone call, because you've been doing a lot of things on this side, and I understand that you and your daughter raised some funds for another young lady who had a situation in the British Virgin Islands. Tell us about that quickly.
Quickly, her name is Takesha. She has medical issues. They raised sufficient funds to pay for her to get her PCR test done and to leave the British Virgin Islands to get to Barbados, and from Barbados to Trinidad.
And we heard this morning that she is boarding a flight tomorrow. She will board a flight tomorrow.
Hopefully, God's willing, it will happen, because she got the documents and she's on the list to travel on Sunday on that CAL flight to Trinidad.
I have one question for Joanne Pantin, who's in the back seat as where she's been for the past few hours. Joanne, there's one thing that took place that really disturbed you, and I want you to shed some light on it with regards to the reaction from your countrymen when you did your video months ago, and there was a backlash or a negative response. Share that with us, please.
It was a horrible experience. I never expected my countrymen to respond the way that they did. However, I guess because of fear, they felt people who were out of the country, as they say, borders closed, want us to come back in. But that should not have happened. Being unkind to another human being it comes back to you, because one day you will need someone to be kind to you. But the language, another thing was the language, the hurt. I would say curse, and in Trinidad we say cuss. People didn't care what they said and how it was put across. Stay wherever you are, nobody sent you there. Stay there, we don't want you back. Not until the government say you could come home. But anyway, I hope this has changed or is changing, because it changed the way, the perceptive, the way we feel. The people who were stranded or who are stranded, we are coming back to a country we feel that has neglected us, hurt us, and most of all, decided that did not ever want us to come back home. So that's just the way I felt.
Has anyone from the media, or has there anyone, well, yeah, let me ask you this, has anyone from the media been in contact with you? Or do you think that there has been enough coverage with regards to the situation with the stranders here in the United States?
I personally also believe, had the media just dive straight into this and say, listen, we need to get both sides of this story, what is happening, and not think that people on the outside making a fuss for nothing. There might have been another positive side for us. The media need to be proactive. They need to do the research. They need to ask questions and not just sit by. In June, on the 6th of June, a reporter spoke to me, and it just died off there. And recently someone, her name is Bobby Lee Dixon, reached out to me, and she assured me, look, Miss Pantin, I am going to get this message out, and I'm very grateful to her, because I personally feel it had something to do with me getting my exemption sooner.
Which media house was she from?
Guardian.
Okay.
And thanks again. But please, this is not over. We have hundreds of stranded citizens that will take weeks or months to get back home, and this is not a good feeling. We need the media more actively involved in helping us, getting our story out, and having all citizens repatriated and brought home.
Big farewell, tears in our eyes. Where Beth going now? And our guest is basically all checked in and gone.